Hello everyone, it's the Ramen Noodle Goddess, and today I am going to be making a review slash rant video about Queen of Air and Darkness. And I'm super excited for this. This took me about 2 weeks to finish. If you guys watched my video of me going to her signing, Cassie Clare's signing in Oregon, I got it on December 13th and I finished about December 26th. So yeah, pretty much 2 weeks. And I am so excited to talk about this. First of all, if you don't know what this book is, it is this is the last book in the trilogy, The Dark Artifices. It's honestly the third actual series, I think, that Cassandra Clare has written in the Shadowhunter world, like the third official series, because first was The Mortal Instruments, then there was The Infernal Devices, and now there's this. She has other books, but they're not like actual, oops, I just rubbed some of my lipstick off. But they're not like actual like series books. But this was the conclusion, and I'm so excited that I got to go to her signing for it. And I don't know if I showed it. I probably didn't even show it in the actual video where I went to the signing, which is kind of depressing. But here's the signature. This book is about almost 900 pages long. It's 880 pages long, not including the epilogue and the extra stuff in the back. But one of the main things I loved about this book was the writing style, except for the I'm getting critical like right away. Except for the excessive, like, there was just a lot of repetitions of the word said. She never really used any other form of said when like another character was talking. It would be like, oh, Emma said, Julian said, whatever said, over and over again. It kind of got a little bit repetitive and a little annoying, but other than that, I really like the writing style. Disclaimer, there's going to be spoilers in this video, so if you haven't read the book, I would click away now because I always talk about what like the contents of the book and not really just about like I don't know. I always end up spoiling everything like if you haven't read the book, so click away now. Like throughout the time I was reading this book, I had a lot of questions about whether or not there would be plot holes in the end, like something would happen like in not the beginning of the book but just earlier where I was reading, and then I would be like, oh, what's gonna happen to that? Like, is there gonna be a plot hole? Are we gonna find out? And honestly, I can't remember what those things were that I was like trying to remember to see if there would be plot holes, so I'm guessing everything was solved. But one of the questions I had that I honestly can't remember at this point, whether or not it was answered, was where's the mortal sword now? And I have a feeling it's probably in the Silent City. If it's said in the book, I'm gonna feel so stupid because like I probably missed it or I just don't remember it. But that's just one of the questions I had after I had already finished the entire book. Another thing, well, a thing that I thought was really weird in this book, and I don't know how I feel about it, was Mark, Christina, and Kieran's threesome. And like I said, I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not necessarily happy about it, and I'm not like totally rejecting the idea. I think this was the first book that I read that like introduced that type of romantic thing in a way that seemed very natural, I guess, to the people and to the people around them. Everybody seemed to be like super okay with it, and it's not that I'm not okay with it. Like, you do you, man. I don't know, I don't I don't know about you, but I'm not about like threesomes and stuff, because throughout this book I just thought that was really weird, and I just couldn't get into the mindset of, oh, threesomes, natural, that's great. I don't know, because like in the Infernal Devices, if you read that, Tessa, Will, and Jem all loved each other, right? But like with even knowing that all three of them loved each other, like Jem was Will's parabody, so that's like completely different. But I'm thinking about it in the way where Tessa loved both Will and Jem in a romantic way, but they never were together, all of them, in a romantic way. Not like Jem and Will, but Tessa never dated both Will and Jem at the same time. It was Will first, and then when Will died, she dated Jem, which sounds really messed up, but if you read the books, you get it. Not exactly the same thing, but like, I hope you guys can see where I'm coming from. I just think having all three at once, it's a little bit weird. I also just thought that the threesome was really random, and also just Christina and Kieran was really random, because I don't remember anything happening or anything that could have happened to lead up to this point happening in Lord of Shadows, and if there was, I just don't remember it, then that's my fault, but I really don't. It just seems so random to me. Nothing I can remember happened in Lord of Shadows that could have like led to this, because I don't remember Christina like, oh, Kieran's cute, like Kieran's hot, whatever. Like, I don't remember any of that, like no attraction whatsoever. I just also want to point out that Julian is an icon and sets the standard way too high for men in this book because, I mean, I guess it's all 3 books, but he just sets the bar really, really high. I also really wanted to crawl into this book and kill Horace and Zara with my own 2 hands because, oh my god, every line that they said just made me want to strangle them so much. Oh my god, the stupidity of their words. Also really proud of Drew for doing that jailbreak thing. I think she was very, very independent in this book, which kind of made me sad because no one really because she's 13, that's not like super young, but also it's not like, oh, you're old enough to do everything we do. But I just thought she should have been given more credit at the beginning for knowing how to do things and being able to do things because obviously she wanted to be involved in all the things they were doing, but no one would let her, which I thought was kind of sad because she would always be in her room or watching Tabby or something and she wouldn't be involved in any of the missions or anything. So I thought that was really cool that she branched out. I like the way Cassandra wrote her. She was written to be very kind of secretive, also very independent, she knew what she was doing. Obviously she knew what she was doing at the end, and everybody knew that because she broke everybody out of prison who deserved to be broken out of prison, and then she did that thing with walking the entire family up to Emma and Julian when they were true Nephilim giants. I thought that was pretty cool too. I love Drew. She's one of my favorite characters. Personally, I thought Kit being mad at Ty and leaving to go live with Tessa and Jem, his ending, was kind of anticlimactic to me. I guess it's just because I, for some reason, wasn't connected to Kit as a character as much as I was connected to other characters. So when he left, I didn't really care, and I thought he had the right to leave because what Ty did, I hated the way Ty used him and, took advantage of his, relationship with Kit, and, I felt so bad for Kit because he was just trying to show some love and he wasn't getting any back, and then he just had to leave, and I totally get it, but like I said before, probably just, I don't know, just not connected to Kit, like I was to other characters, so I didn't really mind him leaving, and for some reason I didn't really recognize him. This is a weird word to use, but I didn't really recognize him as a Herondale. I knew he was, and I loved the scenes with him and Jace, they were really funny, but I don't know, I just didn't get the Herondale vibe from him throughout most of the book, which kind of disappointed me. Definitely need more Simon scenes. I love the scene where he gave Julian that little iron action figure thing, and then later when they were in Fairy, Julian beat up one of the Riders of Manon with the iron figurine, and I thought that was really cute. I love the way Simon talks. I love the way all the old TMI characters talk. I miss them so much. And also I wanted to say that I really love Jace's scenes when he would talk, because I just missed his sarcastic, super goofy voice and just the way he talked, and it was really funny. Jace's lines were probably one of the only lines that made me smile in real life because I missed him so much, and just the way he talked reminded me of myself and reminded me of when I read TMI. Definitely need more Isabel, but I also really liked how much they didn't make it all about TMI characters, obviously, because this is the Infernal Devices, not the Infernal Devices, the Dark Artifices and not the Mortal Instruments, but I really, really missed Isabel. I feel like she didn't get as much screen time as the other old characters did, which kind of made me sad. There were also a lot of Emma and Julian romance scenes, those passionate, saucy scenes, and I think there were just so many that I think it just made me look forward to them more than any other scene in the book. I don't know if that's how she wanted it. I don't know if that's how Cassandra Clare wanted it to be, us looking forward to those scenes and to Emma and Julian and stuff, but I don't know, for the most part I loved it, but for other parts it kind of killed the rest of the story for me, because it was I know people are going to judge me for this, I would start flipping through the book to see, oh, okay, when are Julian and Emma gonna get more romance scenes, because I want to look forward to that. So that made me kind of not ignore the rest of the book and the plot, but it made me not enjoy it probably as much as I would have if there weren't as many romance scenes, but I get that for the most part those scenes were important to the book to lead up to the end and everything. On the topic of romantic, passionate scenes, I just wanted to comment that I think Cassandra Clare is really, really good at writing those. She isn't too descriptive, but she is descriptive descriptive enough for you to like feel like you're in that scene and to like understand the emotions and like picture it in your head, and leaves a lot of the rest up to imagination. Even though, like I said before, there were a lot of romance scenes and that caused me to really only look forward to the romance scenes, I thought the political scenes were really well written, and I am not one to like enjoy anything related to politics, and I thoroughly enjoyed these scenes even though it was Shadowhunter politics, like that's the best kind of politics. But I really enjoyed it, and I usually get bored reading those types of scenes in other books, but I did not in this book because I don't know. They were really well written, lots of drama. Moving on. Emma going to the Silent City to destroy the Parabody rune. By the way, I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing these things right. Parabody, I don't know. But her going to the Silent City to destroy the rune was really, really random. I know it was probably the curse that was making her do it, so maybe that's why it was super out of the blue. But it just seemed like I wasn't expecting it. Like one night she was just like sitting in her tent, and then the next chapter she's like in the Silent City with the sword and trying to find the rune to destroy it. Glad Julian showed up though. Always gotta count on Julian to show up and fix everything. And now this is towards the very end of the book, the epilogue, and considering the ending to the epilogue, I am really, really wondering if there's more coming. Not to this series necessarily, but just at all, I guess, with these characters. Because I know this is the conclusion to the series, but the epilogue made it seem like it wasn't. But I don't know. And I thought Jace in Thule kind of died. I don't know what's going on with that in the epilogue again. Because he showed up and he was like perfectly fine. I don't know if it was another demon, like the demon controlled, or not the demon controlled, but the demon took on the skin of Annabelle and the other guy. But I'm not sure. The ending to the epilogue made it seem like there was more coming, and I'm really surprised that I'm really surprised that Jason Thule is still alive, because I'm pretty sure they very much killed him, because I remember that scene, because the Clary of Thule was mourning him very loudly. That is really all I have to say about this book, at least as of right now. Usually when you guys like leave stuff in the comments, I'm like, oh yeah, that too. So if you guys have any more thoughts on this, let me know down in the comments below, and I will most likely reply to you because I have no life. I absolutely love this book. If you couldn't tell by my Oregon trip, I drove 4.5 hours to get this signed and to meet Cassandra Clare because I love her and I love her books. As you can see, my shrine of a shelf to her and only her books, except for one Leigh Bardugo Wonder Woman book right there because I don't have any more room on my bookshelf. But other than that, I love Cassandra Clare to death. I hope she comes out with more Shadowhunter stuff soon so I can read more, especially things that have to do with that ending to the epilogue because I'm so confused. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!